Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast, episode 22, coming from yet another lockdown. That's right. We're us here in Melbourne, in Australia, in our sixth lockdown. Looks like it's going to be a lot of lockdowns this year. Thank fuck for the internet to keep us sane, right? Or insane, depends on how you look. We're joined today by Shelby.
Hello, I'm back. I have nothing better to do because I am locked in.
Fantastic. Don't you love it when you're just locked in? And a newcomer today, Gravy.
I'm not in lockdown. I just don't have any friends, so I don't leave my fucking house.
So when you can't tell the difference, what's the point? Yeah, what does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. I'm in a lockdown.
And returning is Norstar.
Yes, I am back from vacation, not holiday. But
Holiday.
But imagine a British man at the end of coitus saying, "Good heavens, I'm arriving."
What was that?
I can't say I've ever imagined that before, but now I can. Is he wearing a hat?
I can say I've done it.
He at least has a spot of tea ready.
Spot of tea and crumpets or muffins?
Mate.
Isn't it illegal to have tea without crumpets?
Sometimes
No,
they have
it's
scones.
illegal.
Crumpets with tea because for me, crumpets are like a savoury thing. You don't have savoury things with tea.
That's tea and crumpets, right?
Apparently it's illegal to clean a carpet within a certain distance from Buckingham Palace in the UK or some shit like that. There's a bunch of really weird UK laws.
There is, yeah.
To be fair, there's a lot of weird laws here too. Like some states, you can't walk your llama on public streets on a Wednesday.
Yeah. There's one that's something like super stupid. It's like no suspicious handling of freshwater fish or some shit like that.
What?
We should have looked
I
that shit
don't
up
know
before we started the
why.
podcast. That would have been a great
Hold
podcast.
on.
There's a trend on TikTok, and it's called "Totally Legal Things That Make You Insane." And it's just like this guy walks out of a 7-Eleven with 3 liters of milk and starts just drinking out of the bottle, and people just look at him like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" It's like it's not a wrong thing to do. It just makes me look crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of weird laws and
This is
stuff.
so dumb, dude. Salmon Act 1986. The Salmon Act 1986 is an act of the Parliament which outlines the difference between legal and illegal salmon fishery. Among other things, the act also makes it illegal to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances.
Yo, bro,
So
what are you doing with that
here's-
salmon, bro? Bro,
What's
Yeah,
a
bro.
suspicious circumstance?
why
The
you
act
put that
defines
salmon in
out
your
what
pants?
suspicious circumstances are, as when salmon has been fished illegally.
So
Guy
I
in a
went
trench
looked up
coat
weird
with
laws in
salmon.
Australia.
How do you fish
And-
a salmon? You shoot it?
I don't fucking know. That's the most.
Did you know in Australia it's illegal to possess 50 kilograms of potatoes?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because the Marketing of Potatoes Act of 1946 prohibits anyone from selling, delivering, purchasing, or taking delivery of 50 kilograms or what appears to be 50 kilograms or more of
Whoa.
potatoes, unless you are a member of a potato corporation.
What?
Yo, Big Potato is ruling the country.
Yeah, seriously. I got that shit
You know
a
what?
lot.
I'm
It's
gonna
run
do
by
something
Mr. Potato
crazy.
Head.
Do you think that means, right, if I go into like Woolworths online ordering and I order 50 kilos of potatoes,
Do
they're
not
gonna have
order
to stop
50
me?
kilos of potatoes, please.
Or-
But do you think
Order-
they'd have to stop me?
What if they don't?
Yeah,
Then you
it
have
seems
50
like
kilos of potatoes.
They're illegal as well.
Yeah, but if you had an air fryer, you can make so many French fries.
I can see it now. It's a
Nah.
sting. We can hide cops in the fucking lobby. So that when the fucking grocery store truck pulls up and he's unloading potatoes, like, get him, boys, get him.
We got them.
It's a sting, boys. The great prohibition of potatoes.
So it is illegal to in both South Australia and Victoria to injure, kill, or take or enter into a property intending to kill, injure, or take a pigeon.
A pigeon.
That's fair. I mean, that would just be
Pigeons.
animal cruelty, though.
Yeah. So what if it's
Yeah,
not a
but
pigeon?
They're considered pests, aren't they? I thought they were considered pests, so that there would be like.
I know.
covering up
I
with
don't think
water.
they are considered pests here. No, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in that stuff. I think they're just animals, wild animals. I think. What the? Jeez, now you're testing my memory. Sparrows, I think, are considered a pest in terms of birds, but it's more of a country thing. But yeah, weird laws. So if I intend to break into a house to hurt a chicken, is that legal based on that law? Is it only
no,
pigeons?
It's not a chicken. Only pigeons.
So I can intend to hurt a pigeon or a chicken. No
you can
pigeons.
intend to hurt a
You-
chicken,
yeah.
not a pigeon.
So I walk in and they got a chicken
Yeah.
and a pigeon there, and they're like, which are you gonna hurt? And I'm like, the chicken. So all right, that's fine. as you were.
I mean, if you break, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. If you break into somebody's house, you're either getting the living shit beaten out of you, or you're getting arrested, or both.
It's very
So,
grey
I don't know.
in different areas, though. Like in terms of what
If you're gonna do it, I'd say do something like a farm, maybe, because there's more chickens there. That way, they might not notice. You know what I mean?
Because wasn't there was always this myth that there was like a law that if someone breaks into your house, you have the right to shoot them, right? And then people are like,
No.
what if I invite people over? It's like, oh, you can't if you invite them over. You can't then shoot them. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this shit? And obviously, I don't intend to shoot anyone, so I haven't looked into the law any further. But just hearing people talk, and I'm like, does anyone know what the fucking law is anymore on anything?
No.
No, they just fucking make it
So
up.
did you know that in the state of Tennessee, you can't hold public office if you've been in a duel?
Like a 1v1?
Whoa.
Like
It says,
on
according
Russ?
to Tennessee Constitution, it's illegal to hold public office if a person does any of the following: fight a duel, or knowingly be the bearer of a challenge to fight a duel, or send or accept a challenge for that purpose, or be an aider or abettor in fighting a duel.
Is there underground duels going on? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you just
Oh,
got people walking
here-
out at like 3 a.m. wearing a fucking trash can as body armor.
I found one for Pratt's.
Oh,
In
no.
South Carolina, apparently it's illegal. It says no seducing unmarried women.
Unmarried
Oh my
women.
god.
Unmarried women.
So only seduce married women.
In
So how
South
do you get them to be
Carolina,
a married woman
you marry them
with you? I'd be like, you can't seduce her, so how are you going to get her to marry you?
Oh, it's okay. So,
so
okay, let's read the context. In South Carolina, a law once made a man guilty of a misdemeanor if he seduced an unmarried woman using deception and promise of marriage. Okay. It was repealed in 2016.
oh my
Did
God.
you know in South Australia it is illegal to crash weddings and funerals? If you're not invited, you expressly can't attend these events. Otherwise, you
Well,
are
that's no
crashing, and
fun.
It's illegal.
Will Ferrell would hate that.
Everywhere else you can though. Victoria, let's go crash some funerals. You know.
Yeah,
Except right now, that's
I absolutely love climbing over fences in fucking graveyards and just sitting there watching a bunch of
just say-
really upset
Look,
people.
you sound off
It's
like
so
a little
much
emo
fun, dude.
kid. So don't you like hanging out in graveyards anyway?
So
Do you want to know? Do you want to know how edgy I am?
no,
Oh god.
no, I don't.
My blood type is B negative.
Oh my God, that is the most edgiest dad joke I've ever heard.
I don't actually know what my blood type is, so if I ever need a transfusion, I'm probably gonna die.
In Victoria, it is an offence to fly a kite to the annoyance of any person or to sing an
I don't
obscene
know
song
how-
or ballad.
I don't know
in a
how
public
accurate
place in Victoria.
these things are.
I'm only giving you the ones that have sources.
Okay, because I saw there's like a weird Australian laws thing, and there's some weird Australian laws on this list, which I don't think are laws. Like in
Yeah, so
Melbourne,
I've
it's
found
against
that
the
list.
law to vacuum between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. during weekdays.
No, I found another list that like cross references that with actual things. They're just talking about excessive noise disturbance laws.
Children are
Like,
allowed to
they're just-
purchase cigarettes, but there is no law saying they cannot smoke them.
That's true.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I just read? Apparently in New Jersey, it says no bulletproof vest while committing murder.
What the fuck?
If you're planning to commit a serious crime in New Jersey, leave your bulletproof vest at home.
Yo,
according to
bro, you
state
killing
law.
that guy? Are you wearing a vest?
It's a-
Yo, you're done.
It's a third-degree crime to wear a body vest while engaged in the commission of or an attempt to commit
So,
or committing an attempted to commit a murder.
So that sounds
Manslaughter,
like it's
robbery,
like-
sexual assault.
oh
Why
my
does
God.
sexual assault in there?
So it sounds like
Burglary, kidnapping, and criminal escape or assault. Like you
If-
can't do anything with a bulletproof vest, apparently.
it's like GTA RP where you take a class 1 because you don't want to get slapped for the fine for a class 3. It's just like you want to get less time, so you just
literally.
don't wear the vests.
Yeah.
So
What the fuck?
if I had a horse, I want to test this, but bars are required by law to stable, water, and feed the horses at patron.
That sounds
Now,
like an
I know-
outdated law.
this
What if you look like a
well,
horse?
From where I'm from. From well, I'm Sarah Jessica Parker. But,
I wasn't gonna say it.
Oh, no.
from where I lived in the country, and our biggest pub in town was this old Irish pub that was established like during the gold rush, and they still had attached stables, and I do recall people walking their horses up the street, so they probably actually did have to do the stable watering and feeding of the horses.
Do they even do the horse
but,
thing anymore? Because they did this thing where they had like in the middle of Melbourne, they had horse and carriages go around, and it'd be like, oh my God, have this romantic trip in the city. But then there'd just be like roads covered in horse shit, and it was horrible, and it smelt like horse shit. But then earlier, I think it was late last year or early last year, one of the horses just fucking died, like in the middle of the street, and then
Jesus Christ.
everyone like pulled out their phones and like filmed it, like it's animal cruelty and all this shit. Apparently, it was just like natural causes or something. Like it was nothing to do with mistreatment, but it did highlight the fact that maybe we don't need fucking horses in the middle of the city, just in general.
I don't know. The Amish would disagree.
I just
Wait,
find
hang
it
on.
boring.
Wait, hang on. The Amish, they legit like use horses into the city still? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, horse and
Yeah.
buggies for real.
For real?
For real.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And
They
then
have-
when
they have
when
to,
they're driving,
So
when
they
they're
have to have
driving
blinkers on
5
their carriage, though.
No way.
Yeah,
Okay. No.
I'm not
Sorry.
kidding.
I know you're not. I've just never thought about it before. It's one of those things where you go, haha, Amish, they're like this. But then when you think about it, Amish are,
It's like, wait,
still functioning society. Away they go. And
So the people who listened to last week's podcast will have heard about me doing fortune telling, right?
You're a witch.
Right.
yeah,
but
we
here go.
we established that a
Fortune
long time
telling is
ago.
illegal.
Oh,
Fortune tellers are outlawed,
Oh.
or the use of any other type of clever science is illegal.
we
Under
got her,
section-
We
boys.
got her.
Section 13 of the Vagrancy Act of 1966. Anyone who claims or professes to say the future of fortune by using palmistry or any other type of witchcraft to discover the location of lost or stolen property can
Whoa.
be found guilty of an offense.
wait, so
Off with their
hang on.
head.
That sounds like a direct reference to like the 90s cop shows where they get a psychic in to find where the missing child is. Is that so? They're saying
Jesus
that's illegal. We can't do
illegal.
that. Damn it!
Oh,
There goes my side hustle. Fuck.
damn you, Burton
Well-
Guster and Sean Spencer. I'm
So
sorry.
does it say what we do when we find a witch? Is it still that we throw them in the ocean, and if they sink, they're human? If they float, they're a witch? Is that what we do? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Well,
what if
so we're going
what
to
if-
the beach
what if
later.
What if they're hefty because they're gonna float?
I'm definitely hefty, so we'll test it out.
You're a witch then.
I'll be honest.
Oh,
I wonder what people that like truly believe in like spirits and witchcraft and shit feel in a situation where, like, for example, you're sat next to someone and they're like, "Oh, there's an evil force around us" or some shit, and you're just sat there like, "Okay, whatever." And
didn't listen
I
to last week's
wonder
episode,
what
did you?
that, but I
We-
didn't.
He probably
no.
hasn't listened to any podcast.
So
No, I
okay, so
haven't.
if we're to base off in very general terms of stuff that we've been talking about in podcast episodes, because it's a fucking running thing at the moment, is that I am one of the people that believes in like aura and like bad and negative energy and stuff like that. I'm not a witch or like spiritual or anything like that. I just
You're
believe in that
dating
shit,
one.
right? But Shelby's the one who's telling us where the missing children are using tarot cards. So she's the criminal
Oh.
here.
That's right.
That's basically it. But I definitely have met people who would classify themselves as a witch and do crystal balls,
But I
palm
wonder,
readings,
like,
cards.
what like how they feel physically when something like that happens. Like, take somebody like me that literally doesn't believe in that shit whatsoever. So when somebody tells me, "Oh, there's an evil force here," I'm like, okay,
probably
cool,
wouldn't
yeah,
tell you.
and
That's
just
the
move on my
thing.
day.
And
I wonder like what they're feeling in
Yeah.
that
Well, it's 'cause the
particular
evil
moment
force is
to make them
them.
say that, you know.
I just
Jesus
get bad
Christ.
vibes around people
Like
all the
how-
time, and usually I'm right.
You know.
yeah, well,
You know,
so-
you're not making your calls any better, Shelby.
We
Yeah,
already
that's very
established I'm a
true.
criminal. Why not?
That's
say
why
the
she wants the
thing, you know?
Ouija board to find the
Jesus.
missing children. Where are they?
We got it. So if Hilary ever goes missing, let's just assume Shelby put him in a fucking cauldron in a
Oh, you
basement
should do that
somewhere.
anyway. Yeah, it's always the partner.
Yeah.
Like if someone goes missing,
or
it's always
Chip.
the partner. Yeah. Or Chip.
I mean,
It's
it
true.
definitely could be
Taking a
Chip.
grim
One
turn.
of my favorite memes, like, and I just mean in general, is that the chances of your cat killing you is very low, but it's never zero.
but never zero.
Never zero.
It's like, yep.
Speaking of cats, I'm gonna post something in Spicy Media to see real quick.
Oh no. But
If
yeah,
this isn't you, I don't know what is.
in terms of like, yeah, I said on the podcast, if we get a chance to get like a spiritual being or witch or I don't know what the fucking correct terminology is. That's how out of school I am with it.
A Wiccan.
A Wiccan,
Oh,
perfect. If we can get a
or
Wiccan
Wiccan
on the
in general.
You
podcast,
have one.
no, she's just a witch.
I don't ascribe to like the pagan religious beliefs. I just think it's fun.
Pagans. That's
to
the word
do
I was
witch
thinking of
things.
before. I know pagans.
Pagans. That's like Braidman speak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
if you're
been
like a
thinking of
fucking brave man
trying-
and you call somebody a pagan, that's like saying they're a fucking snitch, I'm pretty sure.
There's this type of like scribing that's called bone throwing, and I've been tempted to try it. So people get bones and crystals and like other stuff, and then they
It's
basically
illegal,
throw
Shelby.
it.
We've already just established this. You're a criminal. Stop. You're incriminating yourself.
I'm a criminal mastermind, and they throw these items, and then they like read them where they land. And
I
how
have
they
seen that.
orient.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that because that seems fun, and I've got the
Do they
stuff to
throw
do
them
it.
like straight up in the air or just go with the wind?
They like just throw
They
them
just-
down in front of them and then read it.
Look, I don't know what Aladi expected when we moved in, and I put a sheep skull on the shelf. Like, I'm not sure.
Sheep skulls are cool. They're badass, edgy fuck.
I got bat
No,
skulls. I got wombat teeth. I got...
They're not badass. They're badass.
That's
I
disgusting.
fucking hate you.
It's disgusting.
Alright, you need to leave.
But B negative can slide through. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, true.
He was being
That
edgy.
didn't slide
He's being
through.
an
We
edgy
called it
dad.
out.
Yeah, I'm being edgy. If I can't be edgy,
Don't worry.
You know.
One day you'll have a kid. He'd be like, "Be negative." Kid would be like, "Dad, you're so lame."
okay. Elijah, I want you to put this into perspective. Think about how much of a degenerate I am. Think about what kind of person would date me and spend enough time with me to raise a family, which means think about how
Don't talk
fucked
shit
up
about
my
her.
kid
She's a
would come
nice
out.
lady.
Yeah, they might
Yeah.
take pity on you.
Oh, shut up.
You're the type of guy that some girls would see as a project.
Yeah, true.
See, that's
The
the, worst
secret,
one.
the secret
That's
behind
fair.
it is
Gravy, he's a real
is that
fixer-upper,
people are just. That
Well,
is
I'm not
so
doing anything
dumb,
on
dude.
Tuesday. Sure.
Yeah, I could put some work into that,
I need a new hobby.
Fucking
Honestly, I laugh, but I'm probably a fixer-upper of a person as well. So,
Wow.
Same.
Wait, I didn't get that in the contract. What the fuck?
You knew she was a witch going into it.
No, that I didn't know. But that's
No,
fine.
he didn't. He find out.
Actually, I
after
knew
he
about
found
I knew
out
about the
fucking-
tarot cards. I knew about the tarot cards, but
I did tarot card readings for you in
You-
like early 2019.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not
Shelby,
you, but
do you
around
believe in
you.
like pebbles and shit?
Do I believe in pebbles in the sense that pebbles exist?
Like no,
Like Fred Flintstone's daughter?
That's what I was thinking.
like crystals and stuff.
I don't believe in crystals. I don't think that they hold any sort of energy and things like that. But I like them because I like shiny rocks. So
Have you
When
ever
pe-
tried throwing one at somebody? They definitely hold energy then.
Jesus
that's
Christ.
kinetic energy. And yes, I'm more of a. I like to collect specimens for science purposes. So I have like biology and geology specimens.
Is that what Lottie is?
I'm a geology.
You a specimen?
He is a psychology specimen. So
Wow, she missed the joke to make it I'm a fossil, but that's fine. It's there.
That's not what I said. I didn't say archaeology. I said psychology. But okay then.
Oh, okay. So I'm a psychologist fossil. What is it? How does it work?
I
Missed
said
opportunity.
a psychology specimen.
I'm a specimen, boys.
Anyway,
Specimen.
but
Yeah,
no,
you
I like shiny rocks. If you want to make me happy, just take me to a shiny rocks. Honestly,
Speaking
I
of
said about that.
specimens, Gravy, did you try to say incriminate?
Did I misspell it?
Yeah, So
Did you
yeah.
say inseminate? Because that's a different thing.
Well, he did, but he also spelled that wrong too. That's why, like, I put it in there with a question mark because I'm confused. Like, are you
Wait, where
trying
did
to,
I put it?
in the topics
In,
or chat?
I said it inseminate.
Like, I wasn't like
I don't know.
I was. It could have been with you. It could go either way. So I needed to
listen.
know.
I don't. The English language isn't my forte. Okay, it's not my strong point.
Yeah. Well, I know that.
Yeah, everybody knew that.
Is this the most
Well, not
international
everybody.
podcast we've done?
That's the first-
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
We have
because
an
it's typically
Italian
Australians and me.
So in Italy, in Italy, do they have Miracle Whip? Because
What?
You're really
Miracle
just
Whip.
Miracle
What the
Whip.
fuck is that?
holding on to that, huh?
yeah.
Trying to
What
milk
is
that for all it is.
Miracle Whip?
Oh no, he doesn't know.
I'm just saying,
That-
it's an
Mayonnaise.
Is
American
that
thing.
that's either food or like some really kinky shit?
It could be
Alex,
both.
think about if you left your bottle of baby oil out in the sun for 2 weeks and came back and thought it was still going to be a solid lubricant. You know, that's Miracle Whip.
That's fucking disgusting.
That is
Exactly.
It's poor
disgusting.
people mayonnaise. We've established.
Fair.
You know, the sad part is that it's not even that much cheaper.
Oh,
It
you-
started as
bro,
pickle mayonnaise.
That
mayonnaise got
started.
me thinking about eggs. Eggs got me thinking about some fucking really good life hack. I saw for once. I found
Inseminate?
a life hack that's actually good. So what you do is you get 2 slices of like white bread, like pre-cut toast bread, right?
Right.
What you do is you get a glass, you put the 2 slices on top of each other. You use the glass to cut a circle out in the middle. You use the 2 bits that were in the middle that you took out, you put chocolate in between them, and then you toast that. And then you use the bread with the hole in them to put eggs in it.
Yeah.
So you put the eggs in the hole in the pan, and it is so fucking good.
So
Yeah,
that's
they do that on
Never
a lot
had
of,
it.
Like,
lot of like
I-
Korean street carts.
That's
I
so
hadn't
weird.
had the eggs in like probably over 5 years, and I've started eating eggs
That,
again thanks to that.
that is the
It's
the
so
definition
good.
of a poor lady's meal that for the last 20 years is egg and whole. Make it all the time.
Egg
You
and
know
whole.
what a good one is? Like you cut the hole out of the bread and you do the egg and everything, but you also make it into French toast at the same time. So it's French toast with egg in the middle.
Yeah.
It's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's poor. You know, loaf of bread's like what
That's what we
$3.
call a struggle meal.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
struggle.
you would thoroughly enjoy a Grand Slamwich.
A
What's
what?
a grand sandwich?
So if you go to Denny's, which they're all over the nation here,
Yeah.
it's a 24-hour diner. You get the Grand Slamwich. So it's French toast as the bread. It's got sausage, ham, egg, and cheese. And
Shit, that sounds really good.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
think
great.
you can also get bacon on it. It's fucking
That
delicious.
sounds amazing.
It's like the ultimate breakfast sandwich because it has everything.
You know what? That's a thing where in Australia, breakfast sandwich has always been you just get egg, bacon, cheese in a sandwich, right? Egg and bacon sandwich. That's it, right? They haven't evolved any further than that. They're just like, that's as good as it gets, and never gone. Then you look at
Some
like,
people get them tomato.
yeah, but my point is, you go to America and breakfast sandwich is a whole nother thing altogether.
Yeah.
It's an
There's
art.
so many variations.
Yeah, I almost just want to go for a breakfast tour of America. Breakfast is a great meal. By
So
the way.
like when I make grilled
Like-
cheeses, I always put egg in the middle.
Oh, yum.
The best
Usually like a
meal.
breakfast wrap with like mushrooms and spinach. And
No,
egg in it.
okay, let's not.
Yeah, all right,
Alright,
all right,
fine.
you hipster, fuck off. it's gonna have at least 7 animals in there.
It's
Since
gonna
we're
be
talking about food,
nutritious.
Can we all just agree that cauliflower rice is actually good and the internet needs to stop trashing it?
Cauliflower?
I do like
Or
cauliflower rice.
Have you ever had pizza
The
with
fuck is
cauliflower crust?
cauliflower?
I
Cauliflower
have had
crust?
cauliflower crust pizza. It's
It's
actually
delicious.
Not bad. My favorite
Well-
thing with cauliflower though is to just like cook a bunch of cauliflower, sometimes broccoli as well, 1 potato, and then blend it together. You got soup.
All right, hipster. Let's stop. Okay, just calm down.
I mean,
What?
that actually
I don't know
sounds pretty
why.
good.
I don't know
It's
why.
pretty
I
good.
feel
Good
like
stock.
broccoli is one of those, like, it's that kind of food that it's like, it doesn't necessarily taste good, but it's also not terrible, so everybody just fucking eats it and gets over and done with it. But in reality, like, they just.
I
No one
like to
says
eat it.
broccoli is my favorite food,
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
I
nobody
love
fucking says
broccoli.
that.
but it's not your favorite food, right?
Yeah, it's
that's-
not your favorite.
Well, no,
food.
it's because it's just the side.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Sides can be your favorite. Some people say chips are their favorite,
I
but
like
no one says
with
broccoli.
blue cheese.
I mean, I really like mayonnaise. Like, this is going to sound disgusting to a lot of people, but like the amount of times that I've like wanted a snack and I've just gone in the fucking fridge and got myself like a teaspoon of mayo with
See,
nothing.
I,
What?
else.
I feel the same
No,
about
it's so
aioli
fucking
and
good,
sour
dude.
cream. Sour cream is great. Like I could just have a spoonful of
Yeah.
sour cream. No worries.
See, I
Yeah,
love
I
sour
don't-
cream, but like I'm not about to just go. Oh, I'm hungry. Let's get a spoonful. No, that's
You know,
I would
you know how
make
you have
something
the
to eat with it.
stereotypical
I
depressed
do that with
fucking
peanut butter
guy.
though.
You have the
Mm.
stereotypical depressed fucking guy eating Nutella out of the jar.
I was gonna say Nutella.
That's
Not-
me.
see,
That's
that-
me,
that's-
but with
that's
mayonnaise.
That's a normal thing.
Yeah,
not
I
a
had some-
spoonful
Can
of
you just-
mayonnaise.
Just
Yeah.
imagine me at 3 a.m. sat on my bed with a jar of mayonnaise and
You know-
a big old spoon in
I
my
want
hand,
to
just
pose
stealing
this
away.
question.
Okay.
I've got a question.
All right, I have a side
What
thought.
is everyone's struggle meal? Struggle food.
Well, I was
The
going to
hookup.
say this kind of coincides to what I was going to say. I've never related harder with Homer Simpson than the time that he woke up to eat 1,000 slices of sliced cheese in the middle of the night, because I definitely have woken up and eaten sliced cheese in the middle of the night just because I was like,
I mean, who hasn't?
yeah, but
Like,
like
or waking up and you get like a bag of shredded cheese. You just like
What do you
eat
Yeah.
mean?
shredded
What do
cheese
you
in the
mean
fridge.
by struggle meal?
struggle meal.
A struggle meal is like
When
either
you're-
a depression meal or a meal where you have no money.
Like you've got
Mm.
nothing, you're having some sad boy hours because you're like, fuck, it's 2 weeks till payday and I've got
But you know
fucking
you have
nothing,
to eat.
but I need to
Pot
eat because I'm
noodles.
starving. Yeah, a lot of people
pot
eat noodles. A lot of people. What's
100%.
what's the Asian noodles little things that people get?
Mee goreng.
Yeah, mee goreng. A lot of people like eat that. I had a housemate that used to have like a box of 50 of them under their bed because they're always poor, and that's all they ate.
Yeah,
I
ramen's
would
the
often-
go-to. cheat
Ramen as
meal.
well. Yeah, ramen's a good one. But
Yeah,
for
so my
me,
struggle meals.
yeah, it's like toast or like egg and whole was always a good one, or just like eggs on toast because it's just cheap or whatever.
You ever put egg in your ramen?
Yeah, eggs.
I mean,
I love doing that.
When I spent time in the UK, with literally like sliced bread, hot noodles or instant noodles, whatever you want to call them, 2-minute noodles, and baked beans in a can that you just warm up. Like I literally ate for like 2 weeks, like literally like maybe 75p a day.
100% say that this house it's mac and cheese, because like if we ever get like if we ever not get paid, we'll be eating mac and cheese for the next month.
I've like never had proper mac and cheese. That's just
I wouldn't say what we have is proper.
I'm sorry. What?
Like proper mac and cheese.
Actually, you know what? Talking about struggle meals, what I've seen people on fucking TikTok doing, there's like this trend at the moment where everyone is pouring instant mashed potatoes into different liquids and then eating it. So like pickle juice and instant mashed potatoes.
Ew, what the fuck?
They're mostly doing it for a meme now, but like it's a thing apparently. But my struggle meal would probably be mee goreng noodles, or alternatively, when I'm extra sad about it, dry mee goreng noodles.
I used to
straight up a carrot.
I used to
just a singular carrot.
Back we used to play Call of Duty. I think it was Modern Warfare 2. There was this guy, and I always remember his name. His name was Midnight Sniper. He'd just eat fucking dried noodles all the time while his mic was on. And I fucking hated that guy, but he was so good at the game, we'd never ask him to leave. But you just listen to this guy crunching up fucking noodles all the time. It's like,
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Oh, it's fixed in my brain. Like I could picture it. I could picture me being so angry, but it's so happy that he was carrying at the same time. But yeah, he's fucking. But yeah, it's just that was a normal thing. He just ate noodles, and I'm like, okay. But,
I don't know why. I just remember.
Krillin does that. He used to just sit there and like just dried spaghetti noodles, just eat them.
Dry spaghetti noodles is different though. What?
But like it's still weird.
It's definitely
spaghetti
weird.
Noodles or spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
The noodles.
Americans call it pasta
noodles. Yeah,
but it's spaghetti.
So like pasta.
That's not.
Is that offensive to Italians?
You do realize, yeah, it is, because noodles and pasta are made out of two entirely different things.
No, we call it spaghetti noodles because we use them for fucking spaghetti.
But we don't call it noodles. That's the problem. Noodles is the wrong word.
I want to get a tuna fish sandwich now.
Oh, I knew he's going to bring it up.
Noodles is specifically about Asian food, whereas pasta is your Italian.
I'm going to go down the street. I'm going to go down the street to the ATM machine and get some money to pay you to shut up, all right? The ATM machine.
You do not need
Dude, why do I sign up?
Spaghetti. You just say spaghetti.
Yeah, right. Spaghetti noodles.
My window's open.
Shelby, do you go to the ATM machine much? Do you use ATM machines?
No, I don't use a fucking ATM machine.
Why not?
I don't even
and I
have
don't
a
eat a tuna fish sandwich.
Why would you not eat a tuna fish sandwich?
Well,
chicken sandwich is delicious.
It's a chicken burger, man.
Okay, we're not doing this.
Yeah, we are.
We've just broken the language. We just broke the language right now. It's gone.
The language barrier.
Oh boy! Oh, someone changed the subject.
You ever think there's not like a language barrier between English-speaking countries? Yeah. There is.
I do actually have a subject change, but it's probably going to get a little deep, so we're going to go a little further away from the tuna fish sandwiches and spaghetti noodles. That's what they fucking are.
Breathe in, breathe out, noodles.
No.
All right, so something that came up on my Facebook memories that I had actually forgot that I had posted a long time ago was a question, and it was actually probably one of the most interesting questions I had ever heard in my life. So it was, if there could be an answer to just one question that, if responded in one way or another, would deeply affect, confirm, or change the way you think, behave, or live for the rest of your life, what would be that question?
As in, like I said, you think of the question, or that question that someone would ask you?
You would ask the question to get the answer.
Ooh.
What would your question be?
Ooh.
Any question.
Baby oil really made out of babies.
Are you a witch?
Way to waste your question.
I don't know, to be honest.
Who questions?
I don't know. I really feel as if you get having the possibility to do that, you'd probably ask a question that would drastically change a lot of shit, which to a certain extent kind of scares me because of that answer, I feel like I'd end up fucking my life up more than I already have.
But what if you don't?
That's the real question, isn't it?
That's the dilemma.
I think there's questions that I should not.
What if Smeech had never bought that TV?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Or if he never burnt down that apartment in London.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stole that TV. I mean, what?
I think there's definitely questions that if I had answered would drastically alter my life and how I operate.
Okay,
However, I don't think I want the answer.
Let's change the question a little bit. All right. What questions do you wish you asked and got an answer for that would have changed things? You know, just general, like, oh shit, if I had have known this, you know, a couple years ago or whatever, or back then, that would have saved me some time, you know? Just
I still think Gravy would ask if baby oil was made out of babies.
I mean, he could have Googled that shit. definitely a point of you could have Googled that shit. I know certainly from my perspective, from a more professional thing, there's a lot of questions that I didn't ask of like people at work or like around work that I could have asked earlier. And I thought about this the other day. A lot of people are talking about, particularly like how much people get paid these days, and because inflation, everything's all fucked because COVID's fucked everything, right? So everything's fucked. So everyone doesn't really have any sort of like proper demographic to say, hey, we should be getting paid X amount more this year because inflation and so on and so forth because everything's fucked, right? But having said that, I got, and this is not a joke in any way, but I never gotten a pay rise bigger than 2%, except for I quit my job once. I just said, fuck it, I'm done with this job. And they gave me a $25,000 a year pay rise because I quit. Never because I asked for like pay rises or to look at that, and they never gave it to me. But when I said I'm fucking done with this job, I got a pay rise, and then I thought to myself, I should have quit sooner.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not that you asked the wrong question. It's that you asked instead of demanding.
Well, no, I demanded, but the difference was that when they said no, I went and got another job, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll pay you X amount easy." And then I remember this, all right? We won't say numbers, but it was like I went to another place. They're like, "Oh, well, you'll get paid this much." I'm like, "Oh, that's considerably more." So then I went to my other boss. I'm like, "I'm fucking done with this." I remember saying to my boss, because I work in a hardware store, we know that. I said to my boss, I said, I've got so much work to do, but I can't do it because you insisted I need to be on the floor serving Nana with fucking picture hooks. It takes me fucking an hour. And then you have a go at me when I don't get shit done. I'm like, fuck that, I'm done. I'm done with this job. I'm not serving Nana anymore. And you know what he said? This is not even a lie. This is exactly how this went down. He goes, okay. And then he walked out of the store and left. And then the next week, he went to every other store in our network except for ours to talk to me about me leaving. And then he called up the operations manager who was on holidays and sent him in on his holiday to talk to me about me leaving. And I'm just like, dude, they're going to pay me a shitload more money. What do you want me to do? I ain't serving Nana when I can go to a job that doesn't serve Nana and get paid more. And it came with a car and a phone and shit. It was a great job. Anyway.
But you know, if you took that job, you wouldn't get to flirt with other people.
Well, let's not talk about that just yet. Let's put a pin in that one for a second because I could tell you a story, but that's not the point. So anyway, boss comes back and he's like, "Okay, we'll give you a $5,000 a year pay rise." I'm like, "Well, that's $20,000 short in that car as well." He's like, "Well, you're not getting a car." I'm like, "All right, $20,000 then." He's like, "All right, $20,000 then." And I'm like, "And I'm not serving Nana anymore." And he goes, "All right, you're in the office." And that was it. That's how I got my job that I work now, basically. It's evolved a lot, but that's it. I quit. Like I made that decision to quit, but I was miserable in that work for fucking like 2 years beforehand. And there's literally people that were working either in my role or next to my role who went insane, like actually gone insane and like got a medical certificate to leave the job. And I continued working it. And then I just didn't say or ask anything. And I thought now, fuck, if I had done that same trick or just asked earlier, then I could have solved a lot of fucking pain and misery for everything. And going back to the whole, what Gravy's comment before, there's nothing quite like some old lady asking you for a screw.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
Are you
then when you say it's in
little girl faction,
if you go down to aisle 12, and she winks at you, going, "You coming too?" And you go, "All right, I'm on break."
It's like that episode of Friends where everyone goes to that one specific section of the library to have sex, and that's where Ross's book was.
Yeah, that's this. I'll never forget because I was like fucking 19, and this woman was in her 50s, and definitely, and she was like, she was legit. She was not asking for a screw; she was asking for a screw. So,
right,
I'm like,
What do you have to lose from that?
It's like you may have taught her some things about some hardware, but she was going to teach you some other things.
Was she hot at least?
She was not bad.
Was she
but
hot at least? Was she like
not-
a
she was not
proper
bad.
meal?
You know what? That was probably the question that could have changed her life if I had said yes.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sexual innuendo in hardware stores. So
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I worked selling
What
mattresses.
are-
You can imagine
what
what
is-
my
yeah, well,
life
look,
was
in
like.
aisle 18 we have 1/4-inch cocks. So
What are sentences that you can use both during sex and your line of work?
I mean, we just went through screws and cocks.
hmm
And plus we have
Anything
lubricants.
else? Yeah, fair enough. You got lubricants.
Welcome to the Sexual Innuendo Club. Thanks for coming.
Ropes
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
chains.
Fucking hell.
Like I said, it keeps going. But yeah,
Is this the part? Is this the part where we get really fucked up?
Well-
and I just turn around and go drills and hammers.
no, but I mean, to be serious, how sexual does
Hammer
plumbing
drills.
have to be? All right, it's nothing but nipples and cocks in plumbing. all right?
Literally.
Yeah, that is
Literally.
very fucking true.
I used to tickle me when we like hire new kids, and they're literally kids. They're 15, their first job after school, and you give them like labels to put out. It's like, all right, you go, and you'll be like, what else the cocks in? It's like, go find them, kid. You'll find them.
You'll find them.
But yeah,
Ball cocks.
I know as a fact that I can never do a job like yours that involves like being around customers or the job you used to have. Like anything that involves me having to be like, this is how you do this basic human function that literally
So,
requires zero
serving
brain
customers
cells.
is
Just trigger me.
a great thing. Like, it is a great job to have if that's all you have to do. The problem is that they pile other responsibilities on you. So like I was management, so I also had to manage all the people, manage the store, manage the money, every fucking step of it. But then I'd get just absolutely railed if I wasn't getting it done. But then I'd be in the aisle serving Nana with picture hooks, and that's why I'm not getting it done. So that was my frustrations, right? But the actual, like when I was just customer service, where you're just talking to people that come in, and most of the time they're regular people and you get to know them and whatever else, and there's all these different characters, and you get some stalkers who really like the smell of you and want to make a doll out of silicon to really, get the feel of you. That happens, all right? That's all part of retail, but it's and I enjoyed that, but it was all the other
That
stuff
was
that I couldn't
oddly
get done.
specific. You enjoyed
that-
people wanted to make silicon replicas of you.
I mean, that's a true story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gathered
Okay,
that.
I think it's
You
story
went-
He
you
time.
went-
dislikes the fact that he has.
You got real
story.
way too
Story time.
specific. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you want to hear about my stalker guy?
Yeah.
I just want to interject before we get to that story.
Sure.
Gravy, you would hate my job because my job is literally customer experience consultant.
Yeah,
So,
I hate
I
it.
work in a very aging industry as a tech company in that industry. I have to teach 70-year-olds how to use our website via phone without being able to show them via like a Google Meet or something, because getting them into video calls is a whole nother problem.
Yeah.
But trying to instruct them over the phone on how to open our website and do basic tasks.
You don't ask them for Google
Painful.
gift cards, do you?
I should. I'd probably get them very easily. Anyway.
That is so bad.
Anyway, you can tell them about your stalker now, but yeah, teaching old people how to use the
I
internet.
don't know.
is
I
something
feel
else.
if I worked as tech support or any form of support, the only answers people would get from me is fucking really offensive comments and fucking sarcastic gifs, and that's it.
Our calls are monitored, but I have customers who email us their credit card details, and I have to delete the emails from our system and then send them in like a shaming message of why you should never do that.
Yeah.
So that's what my client base is like.
I feel like people that like openly give you their credit card information are the same people that get scammed with. To verify your identity, I'm gonna need the last 2 digits of your PIN. Okay, and now to double verify your identity, I'm gonna need the first 2 digits of your PIN.
Oh my god.
You know, like the amount of times that has generally happened to people is
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about the fact. Hold on.
Speaking of scams, speaking of fucking scams, so I got a DM from somebody in Summit 1G's Discord,
Okay.
and it was the dumbest fucking scam. Like, I was genuinely laughing my tits off through the whole thing. Let me see if I can find the screenshots. Here we are. So I get a DM from this guy called Toby. I'm gonna dox him because he's probably a fake account, and I also don't give a shit because he's a fucking idiot. He goes, "Yo, man," and I'm like, "Hello," because I've grown up. I'm actually polite to people now,
Imagine.
contrary to popular belief. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking.
Your girlfriend's having a good effect on you, I guess.
Because
Yeah, hell yeah.
Imagine replied to a
So-
DM, you fuck.
Yeah, true. So you are the owner of this Steam profile, right? Keep in mind, I've got my Steam profile on my fucking Discord.
Yeah.
Do you have a second Steam account name of Great
I got the
Reality?
same
And
one.
I'm like, I'm like, fuck kind of question is that? And he's like, I think there is other Steam user who is impersonating your
Yeah.
profile and name.
Yep.
Someone who has the same name and profile like you bought my item on Steam Market, and I don't know how to. And I didn't receive the money on my
Wait,
Steam
what was the
wallet.
guy's name? Was
And
it
when I-
Board? B-O-R-D?
Tommy.
No.
T-O
got-
triple B-Y.
So I got the exact same messages last night. Exact same from someone called Board.
And when I tried to search the scammer name so that I can report, your Steam profile shows up, and I really thought it was you. And I filed a report against to your Steam.
Yeah.
To which he then sends me another screenshot. It is a screenshot of him sending out a fake request to customer support for Steam. And that I would like to quote, "Hi there." Right, Steam customer support. If you ever dealt with Steam customer support, you know how they are. And never in my life, I have dealt with a lot of fucking Steam support because my account got hacked when I played CS, so there was a lot of back and forth. The reply from Steam support is, "Hi there, no worries mate, we already filled a pending ban against the user you reported. It appears that your account was scammed by a fraud credit card. We received your email about this issue. If you file a report to a wrong Steam user, contact the Steam user you reported and tell that parent, so contact our Steam Valve employee to explain his side to prevent account ban deletion. Still via employee Steam link, and it's a random Steam ID. Steam Valve employee Discord."
Fantastic. Definitely real.
That seems legit.
Yeah. So I
That's 100% legit.
I got the same thing, and then as soon as he said, "Hey man, do you have a second Steam account?" I'm like, "Oh, is this scam?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't. Why?" And he's like, "I think that I got scammed by you." I'm like, "And who are you?" And he's like, "I'm and he goes his name. I'm like, "Yeah, but who are you? What's your actual name?" And I said, "Send me a photo of you, and send me a photo of your Steam as well." He's like, "But I need help. I think you scam me." I'm like, "I think you're scamming me."
Jesus
And then he
Christ,
replied,
mate.
he's like,
It's
I'm
so
not scamming you. I think you scam me." I'm like, "No, you're scamming me." And then he goes, "No, I'm 9-year-old boy." No, he goes, "I'm 9-year-old man." And I go, 9-year-olds are boys, not a man. You are child. Should not be on internet. GG too easy. That's what I wrote.
That's toxic.
Fucking hell.
Why'd you scam that 9-year-old man?
Because I really like their Steam account.
Look at that little businessman.
Little business
Little 9-year-old
entrepreneur.
businessman.
God damn. Absolutely. What a scam.
I mean, being a businessman is literally just power gaming your way through life. That's all it is.
Well, I'll see them in the
Power
forums.
gaming your way through life.
That should be a shirt.
Power gaming, well, I'm gonna make that shirt.
Power gaming your way through. Anyway, so going back to customers, all right? Because
Right.
I remember there's I'll get to the stalker in a second, but I just remember this other guy. I called him Birdman. Right? He came in, he sort of regular. He was an account customer, whatever else. And he
Spit
just
on people?
no, he had 6 budgies that used to just live on his back,
What's a
like a
What?
budgerigar, like a little bird.
A parakeet. That's what you guys call them
Oh.
because you're wrong, because your English is wrong.
oh
Jesus.
yeah, that's right. Go back to being muted.
Anyway, then he just come into work and he just act like they weren't there and be like, "Hey, dude, you realize you got birds on you?" And he's like, "Yeah, they just sort of live there." We're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I thought, well, that's weird. I wonder if he always has birds. And then I saw him down like at the street, like having lunch. He just had his birds on him. He's a bird man. And after like a few years, one day he came in, the birds were gone. I said, "What happened to the birds?" He goes, "They flew away." I'm like,
Aw,
"Oh, okay." And that was it.
that's the saddest story.
I still see the guy all the time. He went from
We
that.
didn't have.
He went from that kind of guy to he joined the military, and then he came back and became a doom prepper. He's a wild unit, and he lives in like, if imagine that, like living in your mum's basement sort of thing, right? But he lives in his boss's workplace, but on the roof. He put a container on the
Right.
roof of this house, and then he turned that container into a house, and he lives on the roof. So he's a great guy.
I wish we
I
had
don't-
Birdman back in my hometown. We just had Snake Man.
Well, actually, I don't live with my parents because I pay rent to them.
Oh,
so,
yes. So you are renting.
So I'm basically independent.
Yeah. That's what you tell all the
Right.
ladies.
Yeah.
Right,
My mom's
you
my
want to know
roommate.
something really fucking stupid? For some reason, Italian people have this really bad habit of building absolutely massively tall houses, and it's like on the first floor, you've got the grandparents, on the second floor,
Yeah.
you've got the parents, and then on the third floor, you've got the children, and it is so fucking stupid.
But that's an Italian
Because-
thing, right? Like they always
Yeah.
they always expand
But do you
their
know
house
why?
to incorporate
Yeah,
extended
to
family.
fit, yeah, and it's like it's so fucking stupid because by doing that you are literally limiting what the world can be for you. The way I look at it, as somebody that absolutely despises this fucking country,
But it's not.
That's
It's not
not
just
very
that though.
patriotic.
But it's like so because I'm sure we talked about this on the podcast before. But like I grew up with a lot of Italian friends in the country,
yeah,
and they would like have a huge property which would have vines and grapevines and whatever on it. But then they would
Yeah.
have their house there, and then their neighbor would be nonna, and then there'd be aunt, and then they'd all
Yeah,
work
they'd
on the
ask
same
you.
land, and then every Sunday they all get
Yup.
together, have a big meal, and that was just
Yup,
that's just the
that's how it
Italian way.
is.
Yeah, I don't think that's
the
a
best
bad thing at all.
The best thing about
They're
being Italian,
family-oriented.
Yeah,
the
family.
best thing about being Italian is
Yeah.
that your parents will let you drink wine when you're 2 years old if you're having a meal.
Oh yeah,
So,
anything.
that's
That lets you
pretty
do
good.
anything.
yeah.
Anything for family.
Yeah, so Vin Diesel's Italian, right? That's what I'm hearing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is he? Yeah,
Fucking hell.
If it has to do with family, then yeah.
he's Vito Diesel, not Vin Diesel.
Vito Diesel.
No, it's Benito.
I was thinking
Oh
Vincenzo.
god.
It's actually short
Shelby,
for
it's-
Vincenzo.
Oh my
It's pronounced Vincenzo, not Vincenzo.
I don't know shit.
Is it
Did you
Photoshop
just
time?
say it the same way I said it and then told me I was wrong?
Is it? No, I was speaking to Shelby.
Oh.
Is this time for me to go onto Photoshop?
It's, we're in the middle of a podcast, dude. It's not. Just relax.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to
No,
see
yeah.
it.
Plus,
true.
it's true. He does anything for family, so he's clearly Italian, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it works, yeah. Vincenzo.
I want to address a topic, by the way, that I saw in the topic channel.
Which
Let
one?
me look at it.
That's what you want. You
where
want to
it's
derail
the-
us?
The baby llama don't need no drama?
No.
Draw.
Frog wrote, Eladi comes on command, and then
Oh,
Eladi
yes.
goes sometimes early, and then I
Yeah.
posted a nodding gif, and then you guys reacted with like sus faces.
Yeah.
Can
Why are
we-
you
why was
agreeing?
that-
Because I'm
Both
punctual,
sus.
you motherfucker.
Why was
Is that what we're calling it nowadays?
Punctual.
that's not
I'm always
punctual,
on
it's
time
early.
when I'm called or early. What do you want to
Never
add to
late.
this?
How did this become a topic that you come on command?
I mean, it's fine if you prematurely, as long as she's
Because-
not, late.
Because Frog said come and I came.
Yeah,
What do
he
you
did.
want? That's it. He was just surprised that I actually came on command.
Frog specifically
I would
typed
like-
it the way he typed it.
I'd like context on the context.
They were
Well,
playing.
look at the comment beforehand.
They were playing Back for Blood, which is a great game, and they said come,
Right.
and I came.
No, it's not.
It's just
No,
Left 4
it's
Dead.
not. Yeah, it's literally when I started when I first saw gameplay of it before I played the beta, I was like, this is literally just Left 4 Dead.
It is
except
just
you
Left
can
4 Dead.
ADS. And then when I played it, I shit, it just felt so much rinse and repeat.
Oh, it is,
All I
but
did
that's
for
Left 4 Dead.
all I did for like 2 hours straight was literally
every
hold
game.
mouse one with an LMG walking forward. There's
but
like
that's-
no
this-
challenge to it
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah, no. And you know what? All the
Left 4
reviews.
Dead is challenging though.
Yeah, no, Left 4 Dead does get ridiculous, but I'm sure that it will
Yeah.
too. It's just a beta, but that's what people
that is
said.
true.
The review said that's everything's there, but it's not challenging. That's basically what they said.
Yeah.
Which is, I can agree
Like, you
because
really
I was good at it.
try-
I'm bad at Left 4 Dead.
I like the different kinds of zombies that they have.
Yeah. It just felt like
They're
someone
pretty
went and said,
cool.
"Hey, I like playing
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead. I wish they'd make this game like a new one." And they didn't, so then these people did. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Oh, it's fun. It's good.
Honestly,
So there you go, Shelby.
Valve could capitalize so much if they just one day turned around and
They
decided to make a
already
new
capitalize
CS, a new
so
Left
much.
4 Dead.
They already
Yeah, but
capitalized so much.
They could make so much more.
But why
if they,
spend
like,
money
came
to
out
make a
with
game when
more
you just have to
CS?
sit there
Yeah.
and count your money?
Yeah, why bother making a new
Yeah.
CS game that's actually better and doesn't have a toxic as fuck community when you can just release it?
You
in
think if
case
they
every
make a
couple of
new
months and
Counter Strike,
make
it's not going to be
money?
toxic as fuck?
No, it'll be the same
Nah,
people.
It's
that
the
play it.
same
Good point,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, they're just on a
Except
different
older.
game.
The people who played CS:GO but didn't like the toxicity went to Valorant and then became toxic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, hang on. Let's step back there. I mean, remember who makes Valorant and what other games they make and how toxic they are as
Yeah,
well.
League.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Just
I don't know. I feel
Just
like the
relax.
most toxic games you can play are probably CS, Rainbow Six, League of Legends.
100%. They're the top
and-
three. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're the top
like,
three. Like
I
they've
don't know.
done numbers.
I generally don't remember. Like even when me and Matt were playing a fuck ton of Siege together, I generally don't think we had a game where somebody didn't scream at somebody else, even on the enemy team.
Well, not only that.
Yeah.
Like the fact that there's
know.
like friendly fire just adds to the toxicity because people just yell at each other and start
literally.
shooting each other, and then for the rest of the game they keep
mean,
shooting each other. It's like, okay, cool.
One of my
Pretty
favorite clips ever is unlisted on my YouTube, and it is literally a 30-minute clip of some like 11-year-old Russian kid screaming into his mic for like 30 seconds straight, and it's the funniest shit.
When
Wait,
Siege,
did you say a 30-minute video of a
30-second clip. 30 second.
when Siege came out, I brought that game and I'm like, this is fun, blowing up windows and doors and shooting and playing the objective, blah blah blah. And then when it got popular and then the toxicity just sort of, that game just turned on its fucking head for me. I was just like, okay, I'm not having fun anymore. Like literally I'd be like, yeah, look at me, LMG blowing window, and then like teammate would run in front of you and then he would just abuse you and then shoot you dead the next game. I'm like, all right, well, we're not even playing anymore. What the fuck's the point of this game?
Well, it
Any
wasn't even
game.
just the people. Like the devs kind of almost buried that game at one point.
I mean, they still
it
kind
just-
of
that's
have.
true.
No, I mean, like
it's
they
Ubisoft, right?
they really almost buried that game. Like the success it has now, there was a point in time where nobody anticipated that.
Yeah,
because it
absolutely.
just went downhill with the changes they made.
Yeah, but
They broke it.
but the thing is, and I don't want to go too fucking deep into it, but like the people that are playing that game now are saying the same shit they were back then, which is the changes that the devs are making are horrible, they're ruining the game, blah blah blah. But
Yeah, it
at
just
the end
doesn't
of the
get
day,
better.
you could have the worst devs in the world and like the most average game. If you have a great community in there, it'll just last forever, And like if you look at like Destiny, for example, that community just keeps that game alive.
Loyal.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing
even-
Bungie does or is helping that game. Right?
No.
It's just the community
I mean,
keeping that alive. That's it.
Even a game like CS, it is just the community keeping it alive.
Yeah,
'cause
true.
Even though it's toxic as fuck, there's the amount of people that I know that have literally tens of thousands of hours on CS:GO. When I used to play CS, I used to play with people that went from 1.6 to Source to Go.
Yeah.
Like they've literally
But
been
I mean,
gaming
if
for
you look
25
at-
years, and it's only been CS.
If you look at Call of Duty, all right, that is a property that used to rival big like multimedia companies. Like I remember there was news articles saying that video games are the future. They make zillions more than movies. They're the best thing ever. Look at Call of Duty. They're smashing out billions of dollars in just 3 days, And then now you look at it and they're like, oh, we're down 60% on our player base. We're down 70% on it. We're down even more. And it's like, well, I wonder why. Because not only is it a fucking shitful community where it's made up mainly of children and
Yes.
just like console people that buy nothing but FIFA and Call of Duty to play on their console.
Yeah.
And then they give them a mic and you just go, God, that was a mistake. And then, it's just a horrible experience all the way around. Where at least back,
Legit.
Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, that sort of generation, it was like the masses they're there to have fun. They weren't there to get skins or get wins and stuff like that. People were like legitimately just having fun with that game. And I don't know. I think it's partly it's the devs and partly it's the marketing and the community around it. But just the sheer toxicity and just the sheer fucking like you go into a game of Warzone, there's no like halfway, go, oh, that was a decent game. I got some good shots on or anything like that. It's how the fuck did he just snipe me from that helicopter that was doing a backflip while calling in an airdrop at the same time? It's like, what the fuck is this game?
The worst part of certain games is the fact that somehow, even if there's no voice chat, people find a way to be toxic
Exactly.
and piss you the fuck off for no reason.
And I guess my final point on fucking Call of Duty is I don't even know what a Call of Duty is anymore. Like you get a launcher, it comes with all these different fucking things. Like they bring out zombies maps left, right, and center. They all seem the fucking same to me. They're bringing out old multiplayer maps because they've got no creativity left. The story was, it was okay, but it was sort of the same shit, but just sort of watered down to be more like, I I don't know, generally acceptable because they just basically sellouts is what it feels like. And it's
They
shit.
sold out a long time
I'm a
ago.
very, very strong believer that the last good Call of Duty game, with everything, campaign, multiplayer, and zombie, the last good one was Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees. I think Black Ops 3 was their last hurrah. Like everyone gave that game a go, and we're all right, we're all right.
The campaign was,
the campaign was
really good.
Zombies
and
was
multiplayer
so
was really
good.
good.
Yeah, but that's it.
Was good. What they did right was they managed to create a game where, with the movement and gameplay of it, old players would be attracted to it because it wasn't as crazy as Advanced Warfare.
Yes,
but it still had that style of movement.
100%.
A lot of people hated it, but I absolutely adored the movement in Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare was okay,
but fucking favorite COD, 100%, Black Ops 3.
Yeah, same.
Advanced Warfare was like, I don't really like the way they're taking the direction here.
It was weird.
And then they took another direction towards Black Ops 3. It's like, maybe it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't. That's basically the end of the story.
And then they just fucked it
But
all up, yeah.
that was a franchise that was making billions of dollars within a week. A week. That's like
what confuses the fuck out of me.
Before battle passes and skins and all that. They were strictly game and downloadable content every couple of months.
Literally.
Like
the big thing with
some maps. That was it.
Black Ops 4, for example, I absolutely didn't fucking understand. It's like Call of Duty is supposed to be zombies, co-op, multiplayer, fucking domination, team deathmatch.
For that game in particular, right? Black Ops 4 maybe would have survived if they got crossplay working. That's the only thing that would have saved that, because they split their player base so much. And then people just started complaining, like, I can't get a game of multiplayer. I can't get a game of Warzone. Well, not Warzone, or fucking, what's it? Blackout. Because it was all fucking split.
I don't know about you guys, but when somebody comes up to me and tells me the words Call of Duty, the first thing that come to mind is Modern Warfare 2 sniping.
Right?
Like just solid gameplay. I don't think Battle Royale, bro. Let's go.
But this is the thing.
Blackout was good.
Yeah. Blackout was fun. The only thing is that the player base just dropped to the point where they couldn't get 100 players or whatever it was for a fucking server.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, that's because that's not what Call of Duty is.
No,
it was a hype train everybody jumped on, and then everybody stopped caring.
But even so if I had a choice between Warzone and Blackout every time. Warzone is a fucking cluttered mess. I don't know what's going on. You shoot someone, they spray 4,000 things on the ground, and then people run around and pick them all up. I'm like, what is this shit?
It's literally free to play. That's why it's a mess.
Oh, it's a fucking.
The only thing they give a shit is.
You know what? You're right, because
DLC.
Because I went back and played Fortnite recently, because we just had a moment where we were like, oh, I wonder what Fortnite's like. And when I got destroyed by 17 NPCs flooding out of a UFO that was shooting me from the sky to destroy me because I was trying to buy a battery to power a car, I'm like, yeah, this is Fortnite, a battle royale shooter, right? Yeah. Yeah, I
think the game that kind of started off being meh ended up being okay, and is still is PUBG. Like, it hasn't had any major development changes.
They cut off a lot of development for that.
They changed a lot of things to try and be like the others. Where I feel like if they had just believed in themselves and stuck to being, I'm a military PUBG, battle royale, instead of like, hey, you can get this pink cat jumpsuit now. It's like, I don't want that.
Wow.
I like the combat. That was fun.
I want to blend in with the trees, not stand out.
But what would be very interesting, in my opinion, for battle royales is something like Arma 3 styled gameplay.
But that's the way that
it's not as hardcore as Tarkov, for example.
Yeah, but that's where PUBG was going.
Not as easy.
Like, PUBG was all very grounded in realism for the longest time, and then they just started. They saw the success of Fortnite and others. And then they're just like,
gives a shit about PUBG anymore, though.
No, they don't. But I feel like if they had believed in themselves and said, "Hey, we're the actual war simulating fucking battle royale. Good luck. Go play fucking Warzone if you want the arcade version." If they had stuck to that, I think they would have done better. Because
have you seen a lot of people are flooding away from Warzone right now and playing Apex?
Yeah,
they're just sick of it.
But not only that, there's the whole cheating aspect.
It's
bad.
It's never gonna get better. As long as a game is free, it's never gonna get better.
Well, not only that, apparently they were saying that there was an article I was reading. I was talking about the most popular cheats for Warzone were selling so much that they wanted to do a fire sale where they gave away the cheats free for a day. So it's like, yeah, good fucking luck to you, Warzone. They don't even have to pay for the cheats anymore. They can just download them and go wild.
Even if they did, like, that game is full of cheaters.
It's full of cheaters.
Like, it's ridiculous. There's a lot of cheaters in Apex, but there's also not as many people that play Apex. But Warzone has a significantly higher population and way more cheaters to go with it.
But again, I think it comes back to that demographic of, I think the median age of people playing Warzone is 12. You know, they're kids.
Definitely.
And they're like, oh, I'm gonna be the best. Watch this. Look at me. I shoot gun 3 times, get 3 headshots. It's like, yeah, okay, cool, kid. You're fucking ruining a game. Anyway, it's fucking
wow. Putting the blame on
shit.
Little children. What the fuck is wrong with you, Lottie?
Well, okay.
Sorry, it's not little boys, they're little men, little businessmen.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. In between Warzone matches, they're fucking DMing me on Discord. Yeah, sick.
Oh.
But I just wanted to. The thing that got me thinking about this is I was playing Splitsgate, which is the new shooter, free-to-play shooter that's in beta at the moment.
Halo Portal.
It's Halo Portal, yeah.
Because remember we had this discussion the other day?
Yeah, but I've been playing it since, like more, instead of just watching people play. And it's good. Like the levels need a bit of more imagination, but the Portal thing works smooth and the shooting's tight, you know? There's a lot of potential.
What you're saying is that it does what it should do.
Yeah, but what I'm also saying is it's like a team of like 4 to 6 people that made that game. That's it.
Yeah,
and people are going, how do these guys get the shooting right, the levels right, and no cheating when Activision can't?
Do you know why? Because there's a very big difference between developers that are just doing their job, and
people that actually give a shit.
Developers that actually give a shit about making good content.
Activision, they make the money no matter what.
Because the past couple of years, games that have been like, at least in my experience, that have been like really, really, really fucking good and actually left, impact in the gameplay have been indie games from small developers.
Yeah, right? Fucking indie games have been smashing
they care about their work.
Yeah, because they care about their work. Yeah. Like, I've said this way too many times, one of the best games I've ever played is Subnautica, full stop, because the way that game is, it literally puts you in a situation where no matter, you can be the bravest cunt on this planet, you're going to be scared playing that game.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's,
not only that,
the whole point of the game is to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Not only that, they weren't scared to do something different. Like
exactly.
And going back to what every other fucking battle royale, whatever, they're just copying each other. No one's trying to be original. Subnautica came out, someone like showed me, I'm like, that's a fucking great idea. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, I'll fox with that. That's good. It's
and Below Zero, I haven't watched too much of it because I eventually plan on playing it myself. But from what I understood, they've literally just ripped the base gameplay from Subnautica and just done a fuck ton for story.
I watched a few people play Below Zero, and they're just like, it's just more of the same. Like, it's not the same holy shit aspect of like playing it for the first time, obviously, because it's a sequel. But they've done a really good job. But it's just indies in general. Like, there's just some of them you play them and you go, that's clever. That's just a really cool idea. Like we looked at, like Phasmophobia is a great breakout, right? That game, when they're like, oh, it's a ghost hunting game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we've seen that shit before. And they're like, oh, but the ghost can understand you. They got voice recognition. I'm like, all right. I'm in. And then we played Ghost Hunters Corp, which we mentioned on the podcast a couple of weeks back. Hot garbage. Yes. That game's not ready to be out yet. But, the main reason that game's not ready to be out yet, it's voice recognition shit. Like, it didn't understand us. But the cool thing about that one is the ghosts can leave the house. They can get you anywhere. You're not safe in the van anymore. And they quite literally, we ended our gameplay with the ghost chasing us out of the house and like latching itself onto the van as we try to get away.
I'm just imagining like the van driving down the street with a ghost stuck to the side of it because the ghost was like on all fours, like clutching the side of the van. It was pretty cool.
Two things made that for that.
It definitely has potential.
Yeah, 2 things made that game for me better than the Your Average Bear, and that was the fact that you got to combat the ghost. So like the ghost is much more aggressive, but you got to try and excise him as well. So and they give you like guns and stuff, like laser guns to like desaturate cursed objects and stuff like that, which is fun, including like scaring the ghost or pushing the ghost back, like you can fight back. That's a really cool aspect. I like that of the game. Also, the other thing is when you die, you can interact with items, including doors and stuff like that, and light switches, which means when I died immediately, all I did was I was ghost number 2. slamming doors and popping light globes, walking around, fucking everyone else on my team.
Locking it into the
Oh
building,
man,
having
it's so fun.
apples.
And they're like, you have to put a statue of the Mother Mary to block the ghost from like coming out the door. Like if you want to pop them in the house, I'm the ghost picking up the Mother Mary and going and hiding it in the bushes out the back.
Jesus Christ.
That's
So,
one way to troll Shelby.
Yeah, literally, it was great. So it was cool, but the game's not ready to be out yet. So if you're sleeping on it, but then I saw that Phasmophobia have taken some things that work in that game and they're working on it themselves. So they've got like an infrared video camera and stuff like that coming to Phasmophobia.
Just take the devs from Faz and take the devs from Ghost Hunter.
Well,
Comics.
again,
Smush it.
the devs from Faz are just a couple indie people that just knocked this up for fun between jobs.
Yeah.
So that's literally it. And then they're like, holy shit. I think they said that like when they launched it, it was like over 100,000 people on the first day or something picked up the game. They're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So nuts. But
Another like really, really fucking good game I feel like people have forgotten about, at least in my opinion, it's a really fucking good game. It's Mirror's Edge.
yeah, right?
I've never played that.
It's so fucking good.
I've got
the.
I really like the
yeah.
first one, and I got the second one, Catalyst. And I got
haven't played
stuck.
that much of Catalyst.
Yeah, I got stuck on Catalyst pretty early on, but it's on my list to go back and play because I think people, they really, really. I don't know. I guess it's a bit of a niche in the sense
One
that
thing that would make Mirror's Edge like 20 fucking times better is a map as big as Catalyst, but multiplayer.
Well, the thing with, like, I played Mirror's Edge, I'm like, oh, parkour, this is fun. And then when Dying Light came out, they're like, parkour with zombies. I'm like, I'm sold. Let's go.
Dying Light is so fucking good. I love that
Dying
game.
Light's
It's
so
one of my
fucking
favourite
good.
Games.
Um,
Another
I,
game I need to go back and finish, or
Yeah.
actually keep playing, is fucking Days Gone.
yeah, Days Gone is good as well.
Right.
There's a lot of good games out there. I feel like we're in a bit of a weird section at the moment where the only functioning studios that are pumping out games on a regular are indie studios. I think that all the big guys are really struggling
Definitely.
with the landscape at the moment. So
I mean, because big companies like take the example of Cyberpunk. Big companies are all trying to out fucking play themselves. You know.
the thing,
So when you've got just
Yeah.
one company doing some crazy shit, everybody's going to try and jump in that boat, and it's just going to fucking sink because nobody's going to be able to do
well,
it properly.
Cyberpunk got fucked on three fronts, really. Firstly, they
Yeah.
got the investors who were like, we paid money, where's our money back? Where's our profits? And then on the other front, they're like, we're working on a game, but now we're working from home because COVID is fucking us. And then you've got the bosses going, I don't care how fucking finished the game is, we need to be paying our fucking shareholders or I'm not going to get my bonus because we're going to miss the mark. See, all those big companies that are used to working on a schedule and crunch and all that shit, they all got absolutely ruined by the fact that COVID came along, everything slows down, right? And where an indie guy who works on the weekends on his home PC to make a fucking game is still working on the weekends on his home PC to make a fucking game. So they're the MVPs at the moment. And I think
And also, when
you look at like Nintendo and Sony and Xbox to a degree. Actually, Xbox did an interesting thing that they've really picked up in the last year, which is taking the indies and putting them all on Game Pass. Because for an indie to sell X amount of games, it's all cream. It's just, it's a hobby. It's a passion for them. But then for Xbox to give them a check and they don't have to worry about really selling the game, it just goes on Game Pass and people download it, play it either way or whatever. It doesn't really matter anymore. That's easy. And
Easy peasy.
from Xbox point of view, we get bored. We go, what's on Game Pass? It's a lot like I get bored and you go, what's on Netflix? Same thing. It's like, I'm paying for it. I'm good to do it.
Game Pass for PC, like I'm sure it offers a lot for a lot of people, but for me, I don't. There's nothing on there that I want.
yeah,
But the thing is,
good.
if you have Game Pass and you have nothing else to do, you're absolutely bored. You're going to flick through Game Pass and have a look. You might end up finding something you didn't know you wanted. And that's the bonus for an indie.
Many times. It's for a lot of people, it's good, but for me, nah.
Like
it doesn't work for me.
I'm a poor bastard, and I was like, okay, I'm not paying for Game Pass anymore, and everything else. A lot of other subscriptions, so I just canceled them all. And then a mutual friend who's part of the I forget the Xbox Club influencers. I forget they got a name for it. He's like, hey man, you should I think it was that. Yeah. There's like, hey man, you should sign up for this. They're looking for people to test Xbox stuff. And I was interested in the xCloud stuff, which is the project they're working on for cloud gaming. Anyway, they sent me a thing back and they're just basically like, if you're interested in stuff, sign up here, and all these links and whatever. And long story short, I ended up with Game Pass again. But they're like, hey, if you could do a Game Pass stream or two or whatever. So I went to Game Pass and I just downloaded anything that was remotely interesting. And I'm just like, I'm just going to play through all these games. It doesn't matter. There was a fishing game on there that like
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I just ended up being a boomer riding around in the boat. I think I caught like 2 fish in 3 hours or something like that. It wasn't a good game, but I was no way I was even going to play that game unless it was on Game Pass. Like I was never going to download that game. And that's it. And it's like, there's a couple other games that I've been thinking about buying. I'm kind of looking at them. But it's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to spend that much money on this for a game that I don't know if I'm going to like. And then I went and checked, and some of them were on Game Pass. So guess what? Now I've downloaded them, and I will play them. So like Chris Tales is one I was looking at, which is an RPG with a cool sort of art style to it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll download it now. I can give it a go. Going back to Back for Blood. I'm not going to buy that game. It's just Left 4 Dead. I've got Left 4 Dead. But it's came in the Game Pass, so I'm just going to get it for free. Basically, well, not free. Whatever I pay for Game Pass. But
I got Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 a couple summers ago on the Steam sale for like $3.
yeah,
Total.
I know.
Never played them.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun for $3. It's worth it. You know.
Still never played them. I was like, sure, I might play it sometime.
Yeah, it'll last longer than a cup of coffee, so worth it. That's always been my thing. Like, people are like, man, I'm not spending $4 on this game. It's like, well, you spent $17 on your Happy Meal and fucking coffee this morning, so
and your birthday cake to eat alone.
Yeah, and a tub of Nutella that you're eating during your sad boy hours. Yeah, it's
and
it's actually mayonnaise. Thank you.
It's mayonnaise. Sorry, my bad. It's oh my god. It's
You ever heard of Jeff Foxworthy?
No.
Well, he used to do this thing called Redneck Word of the Day.
God. Okay.
Mayonnaise. I say mayonnaise. A lot of people out here.
I hate it.
Anyway,
I don't get it.
Oh my god.
It's 6:30 a.m. I don't get it.
I hate it.
You're also a Britalian, so you wouldn't get it.
Italian? Oh, I get it. But yeah, it's it's whatever. It's whatever. So mindful of time, we're almost out of time. Is there any other topics that we want to cover over? Shelby, I know you went through the topics channel. Is there anything else you have to question, or you were just concerned about?
I just wanted to know how it came up and that you come on command.
Well, you would focus on that one, all right? I actually there's okay. Look, there is a story in there that I'm going to tell, which is a short story, but it's basically it's the topic I've written in the podcast topic is going to the movies with 12 Japanese exchange students. All right, this is a true story. So this was in high school. A good friend of mine had a house. Had a family that does a lot of exchange students. Like they have a big house and people go have that authentic Australian experience in the bush where they go and
they trade the teenagers.
Yeah, they do that sort of
in exchange for cash.
Not for it's not human trafficking. No, it's educational. You fucking anyway. So there was a heap of them, and I think it was like 3 or 4 people that were staying with my mate, and then they had all their friends were staying with other families and whatever else, and they were like, oh, we should do something on the weekend. Would you like to go to the movies? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. We can take them to the movies and stuff like that. And so it all sounds fun, right? From a teenage boy's perspective, great. You know, you're going to the movies with 12 girls. It's fantastic. It's going to be a great time. Everything else. The hitch in the plan came where we chose the hit movie Blade 2 to go see at the movies. Definitely.
Holy fuck, you're old.
Shut up, dickhead. So the downside of this whole thing was we were children. They were definitely more sheltered children. And if you've ever seen Blade 2, there's a scene very early on in the movie where they're at a rave that then turns into a blood rave where they just spray blood all over everybody, which is fine to teenage boys. Teenage girls were screaming and like running out of the cinema crying because it was horrifying. So we traumatized them good, and we had to leave the movie immediately because they all were screaming and horrid and got in trouble for seeing a movie that wasn't suitable. And yes, the how you'd think it would go and how it went were very, very different.
I don't see the problem.
I'll never forget Blade 2, that's for sure.
Yeah. We had some German exchange students stay at my house when I was in middle school because my sister it was the last thing she did in her German class. That they stopped doing it that year, but that was an interesting experience. We threw a party at our house for Easter at the end of it. All of them that came had stayed at like a bunch of people's houses, stayed the night at our house that night. And German people are cool, but when you're a kid and don't know anything, it's weird. Like, I didn't understand half the shit that they were trying to say.
Yeah.
But they were speaking English.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a good experience, though. Unfortunately, we had to send them back to Germany with a bad taste of America because the first meal they had here was some hot dogs from 7-Eleven that had sat on the cooker for way longer than they should have.
Welcome to America.
So bad. Yeah, we felt so bad.
Yeah.
It was good though.
Yeah, my friend, they had so many different like internationals just come through. He used to like he's one of the few people where I think he's been to like 30 different countries. And like he do the same sort of thing. I don't even think he lives in Australia anymore. And but yeah, it was just
good on him.
Just fucking yeah, but not only that. You know, I don't want to be offensive to any particular sort of part of Australia, but like if you come to Australia and then you go to the bush, you go up to Mildura, you go to Orange World. That's not the best part of Australia. You really missed the mark there, buddy.
I don't know. I kind of really want to go to Orange World.
But like, yeah, we talked about it before. I've had a Brazilian housemate for the longest time, and when talking to him, he was like, "Oh, okay." He came straight from Rio to Perth to Melbourne, and that was it. Like he'd never been outside of a city in Australia. I'm like, "Oh, I'll take you bush for a week," and we went bush. And like we went bush, we went camping, we went fucking fishing, shooting. We went to fucking out to where Mungo Man is. If you don't know who that is, that's fucking Google that shit. That's some Christ breaking shit.
Man.
Yeah, it's like the oldest human fossil. Not me. And
You're not Mungo Man?
No, and
Yes, you.
Anyway, my point is, between the kangaroos and the getting drunk in country pubs and all that shit, he gave a score of 10 out of 10. His best experience in Australia at that time. I'm just like, yeah, well, I just grew up here and I find this all boring and mundane. I'd rather go to the city. So maybe I'm wrong. Orange World was probably closed back then. We went to Woodsy's Gem Shop, but we've talked about that before.
Yes.
I need to go there. I like shiny rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you do, you witch.
They literally have rock tumbler displays. You can go see them tumbling rocks. It's amazing.
I'm so excited. Let's go there.
What?
Woodsy's Gem Shop.
Define tumbling rocks.
So like, they put them in the shakers. They put all the rocks in the shakers and they shake and they go all smooth over a very long time.
That's how they make rocks like
Smooth.
take away all the jagged edges as they put them in rock tumblers.
So it's literally
like,
it's literally a vibrating rock. You want to go see vibrating rocks, Gravy? It's great.
I'm down for
You
whatever.
down? Let's go. Oh fuck yeah!
Wait. So we can see Dwayne Johnson on a roller coaster?
Pretty much.
I thought you were going to say Jane Johnson on a
Pretty
vibrator.
What do you think I am? That's a good one, though. I should have said that. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Yeah.
I'll just bring something up.
Yeah, go.
I don't know.
Chris, who is it that does the actor for? Is it Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah.
You know how he's like super buff at top?
Yeah.
He has skipped leg days for way too many years.
He's lean for his legs,
Yeah,
mate.
he's
just
got
but I think it's more. I don't think it's that he skips legs day. I think he just likes arm day more.
Yeah,
and he just
it's
likes playing with the fucking weights.
I'm just barely over 50 kilos and my legs are probably thicker than his.
I've met his brother Liam before. He's just like an average,
Okay, no flags.
average build human. But I can when you see the picture of them together, like Chris is a giant compared. So I can only imagine that he's like 2 meters wide at the shoulders.
Yeah. True.
But yeah. Anyway, very mindful of time. So let's wrap things up here. Any final thoughts? I know Shelby's been muted for a while, so that's always a little bit
We
concerning.
started talking about like gun games, and I just clocked out.
What do you mean? You're a gamer. You're a gamer.
I'm like
Greg.
You play Valorant
like-
once a month?
I'm not talking about like COD and Modern Warfare.
COD is Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's also a fish.
Tuna fish?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
codfish.
make myself a codfish. A codfish. A grilled
A
codfish.
fish cod.
Anyway,
A fish
I'm
called.
I'm just thinking.
It's fine. It's fine. We're going to wrap it up there anyway. Solid episode, everybody. Well done. Not getting cancelled. This is always a good way to finish a
Yes,
podcast.
I've contained myself.
Yeah. We'll do.
If one day we want to have a special like
if this gets 1,000, if it
podcast
gets 1,000
episode,
likes on
we'll
this
definitely
podcast, we'll do like a gravy after dark.
fully
but-
uncensored gravy.
Yeah, you have to log into the dark web to listen to it. The deep dark
Yeah.
web. Yeah.
We'll have to probably no. What we'll do is you'll send an email out asking for a cassette tape with the podcast on it,
That's
and we'll
physical evidence.
we'll get some sketchy Russian dude to like deliver it to your doorstep and be
Yeah.
like, "I got the parcel," and just drop it off. and
No,
leave.
floppy disk only.
Everyone on the podcast has the voice modulator covering their identities.
Yeah.
What's that movie that was made about North Korea, and then they airdropped it in? It's like,
What?
what was
Are you talking about Red Dawn?
No, there was this movie made about North Korea. It was a comedy movie. What was it called? The
Oh.
Dictator or whatever?
No, not
No, not that one.
that's such a bad
No,
girl.
the dictator's
Oh,
fucking-
You're talking
talking
about
about
Seth, whatever his
Seth
name is.
Rogen and what's his face?
Yes,
Good morning,
yes,
Vietnam.
that one.
Sorry,
And then
Dom.
they ended up like doing little mini parachute drops of that into North Korea onto civilians so that
Interview,
they could have
it's
copies of
called.
it. The Interview. That's right. They did the Interview,
Yeah.
and I was just imagining like
That got
Gravy's
pulled from
being,
the
like,
theaters
Interview.
here.
That got pulled because they also. Oh man, that's a whole nother topic because
Yeah,
they
that's a lot of
yeah,
political topic.
Yeah, they reckon that there was a lot of
Yeah.
hacking and shenanigans that was caused just by that movie.
Just want to
Yeah,
state
that's-
that even though it got pulled, it's still released.
No. Yeah,
definitely
but
is.
I'm just
I
saying that
don't
Gravy's
think.
episode would have to be discreetly parachuted. onto
Yeah,
people.
I don't think we should speak about North Korea. 'cause
Oh,
we
he
don't
said it!
wanna offend,
Oh
you know.
no!
Have you ever seen the
Yeah.
movie Red Dawn?
No, I haven't.
There's original that came out, I want to say in like, I don't know, maybe the
Fucking
80s or
forever ago,
90s.
yeah.
And then the new one as well, but like they're both really good. It's
What's it about?
like North Korea sends troops in to a lot of small states, and like they shut down
When Soviet
cities.
and Cuban paratroopers invade
And-
Colorado, a group of teenagers flee to the mountains, left to nowhere to run.
Yeah,
They
see,
engage
and
guerrilla
the new one they
warfare.
were in,
It
the
sounds
new
like
one they were in
Tomorrow When the War
Spokane.
Began.
Oh, really?
But
I've
it's like
the
they-
new one. Okay, yeah. The new one's got Chris Hemsworth in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's they basically EMP everything. There's no comms in or out. Besides their
it.
sat phones that they
Yeah.
use, they
That's
parachute
literally,
in. Like,
hang on, hold on. Back this up. That's literally also the plot of Tomorrow When the War Began.
Yes.
So Tomorrow When the War Began is an Australian book /TV
I-
/series
I
/movie
feel like I'm.
about a non-specific Asian country infiltrating Australia, like small country towns and stuff, and all starting there, and like all communications being wiped out, and a bunch of teenagers
Alright,
doing
alright.
guerrilla warfare.
All right.
yeah,
Calm
that's
okay,
exactly
that's
what it is.
Everyone, stop for a
I
second.
feel like I'm too Italian and too young to know what the fuck you guys are talking about. But I'm just gonna smile and
You
nod
just
my
smile
head.
and nod. All right, couple things.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, first Red Dawn movie is a great movie. I've seen it. It's also 1984. It came out. Tomorrow When the War Began is a novel that came out in 1993. Coincidence? And then the movie that came out for Tomorrow When the War Began, which is in 2010, is pretty awful actually, mainly because there's a lot of B-grade
I liked it.
Aussie actresses and actors and whatever. But it's got some cool scenes with Doom buggies, so I'll give it a pass. The Chris Hemsworth Red Dawn movie was made in 2012, and yes, they did change the setting of the second one, as Norstar
Yeah,
pointed out.
same concept, just
But it's
You
the
know,
same concept. I'd like to say that
Yeah.
Tomorrow When the War Began is meant to be the start of a series that continues on where basically it's guerrilla warfare. It's basically the whole premise of Tomorrow When the War Began is that fucking World War III erupts overnight and we just fucking drop the ball immediately. And then the only people that was still that can still fight are people that aren't in cities and in army bases or whatever. They're just general people that are basically in the movie, at least they went camping. And then when they came back, their home had been invaded by this unnamed force, and then they go guerrilla warfare to fight them back. So, and then it's meant to be an ongoing series, which is a cool concept. It's more like, I feel like if maybe like HBO or someone picked it up, it'd probably be done better than what that movie was, because it was kind of
HBO.
They started a
has some really
series
good
as well.
shit.
In 2016, they started a TV series for it. I think it got cancelled after
It got-
one season.
I was going to say, I don't think it finished the season, did it?
No, I don't know.
it was
I'm
already
not
done
sure.
better. It's called Red Dawn.
6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, 6 episodes.
I kind of want to agree with Norstar. I think maybe Red Dawn came out with Chris Hemsworth and a bit of a budget and did better and kind of.
Like it was a solid movie.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't seen it in a while, and when I was on
don't wanna-
I was on vacation, I was resting a lot, so I watched a lot of movies, and that was on my list.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but it's a perfect dad movie. Like it really is. It's like I watch it with my old man.
It's
Yeah.
It's a good family movie. Like they definitely fought together as brothers. Lost their dad.
All right. Okay. So on a final note,
that's not what he means.
I want to go with a final note here because I just quickly looked up. Obviously, Tomorrow When the War Began, and this is on Amazon, and just the title of this review: "The women characters ruined this movie."
Wow.
One of the main characters, named Ellie, really ruins the movie. She is a spacey, stupid moron and irritating as hell. And then there is how many? There's 5 dot points on how she fucked over the whole movie. I'm not going to read them all, but oh boy. Imagine being so passionate about how a movie goes to go and tell them that they did it wrong because
I don't know. Have you ever read the reviews for the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears on
I
Amazon?
definitely have, but yes.
Yeah, that's a whole different rabbit hole.
Yes, well, there was a friend of ours who was raising money for a puppy for their children, who basically he did a Raid Shadow Legends stream, and if they got the amount of affiliate clicks on his link, that would get him the payday, that would get him the puppy. He was going to eat an entire bag of those gummy bears. Wearing an adult diaper, and he was not going to leave his chair.
Did he do it?
He did it.
I need to see this. If the reviews are even half as true, I need to see this.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll play out. I'll reach out to him and find out.
That would actually be a good thing to add as on stream as like a redeem for Twitch.
What, shit yourself?
It's like no.
On command.
No, I was gonna say redeem, and then you read a review from there.
Yeah.
Out loud on stream. That would be good. Not shit yourself.
I feel like this is a good place to wrap up now.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Look,
Thanks for everybody. We're at the end of the podcast where everyone plugs themselves so people can go, if they want to continue the conversation, they can reach out to us at our respectable places. We're going to start with Shelby today. Shelby, you want to plug where people can find your shit?
Shelby_. Why did you have to say where plug when people get me?
What do you mean?
Shelby_ on Twitter, Shelby on Twitch, Shelby94 on top.
That underscore though. Hey, Gravy, where can people find you where you do your stuff?
Ask your mum.
Wow. Hey, Mom!
Ask your mum, fam.
Just Gravy LP on everything.
Gravy LP on everything. And
Old baby oil plug.
Ew.
Yeah, you really missed an opportunity at the start for your baby oil plug while we were plugging.
Yeah, true.
Oh, there's always next time. Norstar, right. Where do people find you?
Norstar TV on every social platform, Twitch, just Norstar. And I also want to state that Frog rid himself of underscores on Twitter.
He absolutely did. Now he just has to get
proud.
Ass onto the podcast. Although lately there's been a lot of notice that Frog has really dropped the ball. He's not very good at video games anymore. We recently were playing the MMO New World, where Jelly was the superior gamer. So we had to relegate Frog to healer of the group.
Oh no! Well, Jelly's a shit healer anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And, but if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you like, follow. It's on every damn platform out there: Spotify, YouTube, Apple, Amazon, all of them. While you're on Amazon, check out some of those juicy reviews on some of those great products. And follow us on Twitter at ZLBPodcast. And thanks for listening. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.